had a buck that close in how many years has it been since I shot my buck? I can't even remember.
5 years.
5 years, so I'm shaking all over. Hey, so this is our second attempt for deer season this year. Last year I was about to pop with babies and actually had newborns during the rest of it, but we're finally getting back out in the woods. So last night we sat, no bucks, we just saw 2 fawns bed down, just kind of chilled out. But today Ryan moved the blind to a spot that, because of the wind, he moved it to a better spot for us. So we kind of just threw a plan together, because when you got babies, everything's kind of spur of the moment, last minute. But we're gonna give it a shot. We got a big 10-point that we've been watching, and we're hoping he's gonna come out tonight. So we'll see.
So we're here on our farm. This is a fairly newer farm we bought this past year. It's a few hundred acres and it is absolutely loaded with deer. We're here in north central Florida, so it's a really good area, fertile soil, a lot of farmland, and we supplemental feed year round. We feed Record Rack Sportsman 20, and it's excellent for fawn recruitment. It's excellent for giving those does the nutrition that they need to give to the fawns. It's excellent for obviously antler development, and then gives them some extra added nutrition during the rut, which is right now we've got deer rutting. But a lot of people ask me, how do you get the deer to eat supplemental protein feed? They said, I've tried it and I can't get the deer to eat it. Well, what we do, we start off with corn, just corn in your feeder, get them eating that, and even sometimes the bigger, more mature deer are smart enough to where they don't know, they know it's not natural for a large amount of food to be in one spot. So what we'll do is we'll put corn in the feeder, we'll scatter some corn around the feeder, get them comfortable coming to that feeder. And once they start eating that corn, then go about 20% protein feed, 80% corn, and do that for about a week. About a week later, do about 60-40. Just keep acclimating them to start eating that protein feed, and before you know it, they'll be hammering it like crazy.
All right, so this is our 3rd attempt at the big 10-point, and he's still in velvet according to all the pictures we've seen, so we're trying to catch him while he's still in velvet. We actually just got back from our family vacation this summer. We went to the beach in St. Augustine, and the boys for the first time got to hang out at the beach, and we just had a blast. So we're finally back, and we're trying to get him before the velvet's gone. So wish us luck.
What just happened?
Shot a huge 10-point that's been in velvet.
You don't have to release me.
My heart's racing. They looked like monsters compared to those does and yearlings that came out. I haven't had a buck that close in how many years has it been since I shot my buck? I can't even remember.
5 years.
5 years, so I'm shaking all over.
The crazy thing is, you couldn't see your peep.
I couldn't see my peep, and then Ryan pulled out his phone. He's like, does that help? And I'm like, yep, there it is.
Shine my phone light.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna watch the shot and just give it time.
Yeah, let's check it out.
What you doing, bro? That's cool. Glory, there's your buck.
What? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh my goodness. Oh, God.
There he is. He's down.
Huge. What, are you kidding me right now? I've never felt a velvet. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. He's beautiful.
I know.
Wow.
God, look at the mass on him.
Where did he come from?
Look how fat he is.
I mean, he looks so big compared to all those little does, but why is he so huge? This is insane.
Gosh, he's got some serious mass. What a buck, Glory.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Is it a 10 point?
Yep, 10 point.
He's got some knobs though. Look at the ticks on the base of the antler. Turn him towards me. Look at the ticks.
Ew.
Look at the ticks on the base of his antler.
Oh, that's gross.
That is crazy. That's Florida for you. What a buck. That's a Florida giant.
After looking at all the footage, we're like, wow, the shot looks perfect. But when we recovered the arrow, we're like, okay, there's not much blood. It smelled like guts, and I'm like, oh. So when we looked at the footage closer, we noticed the front leg wasn't forward. So that's a huge, especially with me not shooting, 90-pound, draw off with my bow. The shot has to be perfect. So I was just shooting myself because, of course, it's the last light. We've been trying to get him before he loses his velvet, and I made a mistake. I rushed it. We didn't wait for the perfect shot, so it ended up going a lot further than it should. Didn't quite. We haven't even looked to see where.
We know it wasn't a full pass through. You got about 7 inches of penetration.
Yeah. So we got very, very fortunate to be able to find this buck. Ryan's the master tracker. He always is. Like, if he found this little teeny tiny bit of blood, over there when we were tracking, and then really we didn't see much anywhere else, we decided just to cover as much ground as possible and try to find him. And it's I can't believe we found him. Yeah, I was praying so hard.
And your mom was praying. Yeah. God answers your mom's prayers.
He does.
Every time.
Praying for the hidden things to be revealed. And here he is.
What a buck. Big deer. We're here on the farm, and we got some good friends that came and visited us today, and we are looking for some mushrooms. And this is, what's your name, Bubba Gump?
Grant.
Bubba Grant, that's right. This is Bubba Grant, Ellis, and Berkeley's up there up top. Then we got Heath and Maddie, and we're looking for some mushrooms. And we got some chanterelle mushrooms that grow wild on our farm here, and these are some unbelievably delicious wild edible mushrooms. So you got to be really careful when you're picking wild mushrooms. Obviously, don't ever eat a wild mushroom unless you know exactly what it is. Let me turn the camera around here and you can see. So these are chanterelles, and these guys right here are absolutely delicious. We're gonna cook these up with Glorianne's buck, some of her tenderloin that we've got, and we're gonna fry it up, and this is gonna be good. So let's pick some mushrooms. There's tons of them growing in this area. Just gotta turn a little bit and I cut it. There you go. Got him. Good job. There you go. That's a good one. Nice one. Look at that one. There you go. Look at that. All right, so chanterelles are a pretty easy mushroom to identify. You still want to be really careful. There's another mushroom called the false chanterelle or jack-o'-lantern, and it can be growing right in the same area as the chanterelles. Now, chanterelles will grow out of compost, like leaves that are broken down in an oak forest. So you got to look at what they're growing out of. The jack-o'-lanterns will grow out of a log or any type of rotten wood. These guys grow straight out of the leaves in the ground. So that's one indicator. Another thing is if you look underneath, this mushroom has veins, it doesn't have gills. The jack-o'-lantern, the bad mushroom, has gills. So this has the veins that you can pretty easily identify. And then another way is if I peel this apart, it's like string cheese. And you can see it's pure white in the middle. That's the easiest way to tell the difference. All right, so we just got done going and collecting a bunch of chanterelle mushrooms. We're really excited about it. They are our new favorite. Nature's been supplying us with these chanterelle mushrooms all summer long. And so we've got a piece of Glorianne's backstrap from her buck that she shot the other day. Nice, good piece of backstrap. And all we're gonna do is just go ahead and cut this up, and then we're gonna clean our mushrooms, and we're gonna saute them all together in a pan with some chopped up onions and a little bit of Montreal seasoning and some butter. And that's all we're gonna do. We'll see how it turns out. It ought to be very tasty. So even though we've done this a ton of times, we still check every single mushroom as we're cleaning them, just to make sure there's not a jack-o'-lantern in there, because we do not want a toxic mushroom. And so we're just cutting against the grain here, and that just is gonna make it more tender. We actually aged this deer. We hung them in our cooler for about 5 days. Usually when you're aging deer, you wanna hang them between 34 and 38 degrees. Anything above 40 and they can start growing some different bacteria and mold and things like that, so we want to keep it below 40. We're just cutting it against the grain, and this is going to be super tender. I can already feel it. I'll throw in my onions first. I'm going to get them to where they're a little for the floor. I'm going to get them to where they're kind of translucent, and then I'm going to throw in the meat. We don't want to cook the meat too long. Just a couple minutes on that venison. Any wild meat, you want to typically want it medium rare. All right, so these onions are nice and translucent and starting to turn brown on the edges, just like we like them, a little bit crispy. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the meat. I'll throw in the venison. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw in these mushrooms. Almost need a bigger pan. These mushrooms will kind of shrink as they cook. So. That is going to be delicious, I guarantee it. All right, get it while it's hot. Lunch is served. Do you like venison? You don't know? You know if you like venison. I know your family. You all have had venison. You want a little bit or a lot? I'll just give you a little bit to start. This is real hot, so be careful. Some mushrooms, a little bit of onions, venison. And we're gonna give you some venison too, buddy. Just hang tight. You're welcome. Hopefully you like it. All these little things love you. Ow. You like it?
Is it good?
Pretty good, huh?
All right.
Something.
Okay, I'm gonna try the beer first. That was really tender.
Tender?
That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna try these fancy mushrooms you got. These are really good. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, here, buddy. Those are awesome.
That plate didn't last long, did it? Mm-hmm. We're good, sis.
Yeah, buddy, try that mushroom. What is that, buddy?
The mushroom.
You like the mushrooms the best? Yeah, they're good, aren't they? Y'all ready to eat? Y'all ready to eat? I know you hungry.
All right, so this is the first time the boys are trying venison, since this is our fresh new harvest for the year. So I blended it up in my little bullet, so it doesn't look too appetizing to us, but I have a mushroom and a piece of backstrap in there. So let's see. I'm gonna start with Caden. He's our more adventurous eater. But he was ready, boy. What'd you think, buddy? What'd you think? Not too bad.
Some venison? Not sure.
It's okay. Mister.
You like it? You like it? Not too sure. I know someone does like it.
Caden wants another bag.
Caden likes it.
He loves it.
He'll be our little meat eater.
Yeah. He'll try anything. He's got an adventurous palate.
I'm gonna start with a mushroom. It tastes like filet mignon, but more tender and probably more savory. These are my favorite mushrooms. They are so good. And to think they're growing just right here on our farm, it is a good feeling. A little bit of that venison. Tender, nothing better. There's nothing better than that right there. Make you want to jump up and slap your grandma.
So good. I don't know what it is. We always talk about it, but I feel like it tastes better when you harvest it yourself. I don't know if it's in our heads, but so good. So fresh, tender, flavorful, and delicious. Can't get any better than that. And the exciting part is the boys like it because they're gonna have to get used to eating some venison. There was, the deer was 230 something pounds, so that was a lot of meat we processed the other day. So it's a win, yay. Stock in the freezer.
My buddy Heath and we actually went to high school together. Old study hall.
That's right.
Gave some teachers some gray hairs
back in the day.
But here it is, what, 20 years, almost 20 years later.
Almost 20 years.
And Heath's a good buddy of mine, great family, great guy. They've got some great kids, and we're glad to have him out here. Heath's got a helicopter. He's a helicopter pilot, been doing it for, how long you been flying?
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
And they've flown all over the country, all over the world, and been in New Zealand, all kinds of places, cool places. So we're wanting to take a look at our new farm from an aerial view and just see some different stuff. So we're gonna go for a quick ride around the farm.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. Getting all set up. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. That way you won't miss any of the next videos. And hit that like button, it really does help us out. Another way you can help support our channel is by becoming a patron. The link will be in the description below, but there's several different levels, and you can start as low as just a couple dollars a month, and it will really help our channel to sustain, make sure it's healthy, and it does take a lot of time and energy to make these videos, obviously editing, recording, and so by becoming a patron, it will really support the channel and ensure that we can make a lot of great new videos that are packed full of adventure.